Mark, 3 minutes until airtime here on the Wake Forest Sports Network for our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 2 minutes until airtime. Until airtime here on the Wake Forest Sports Network for our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 1 minute until airtime. With 336-831-0819. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter technical issues during this broadcast, please call the Wake Forest studio hotline number at 336-831-0819. Stations, your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Wake Forest Sports Network.
Live from Miller's on Robin Hood, this is the Steve Forbes Show on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield. Your weekly all-access pass inside Demon Deacon basketball.
Kicks it underneath baseline right. Here's Harris up and under. Drives it, scores it, gets the foul. Taken by Wake. Spillers drives, dunks, and Wake leads by 4.
We did an unbelievable job in defensive transition. I think we're a little more comfortable playing with each other's strengths and weaknesses on the offensive side of the ball.
Send us your question for Coach Forbes to our inbox. Available at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at StanCottonWF.
Who learned something tonight?
Me.
See?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the nail.
The nail.
See?
Man, I feel
That's
good.
why you come here.
I tell you, that's some high-tech stuff right there.
Learn that stuff from Coach Forbes.
The Steve Forbes Show is brought to you by Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, the official healthcare partner of the Demon Deacons. Now, alongside Coach Forbes, here's the voice of the Deeks, Stan Cotton.
All right. We finally made it. We finally made it back to Miller's on Robin Hood for the final Steve Forbes Show.
Well, it's been a while.
Yeah, got a great crowd. They're packed in here. Students came back. Center the deal here. We'll have to get the microphone out to some of them and you guys as well. But we were supposed to be here last week. You know, the travel to BC, we had to stay an extra day. Didn't know when we were coming back. So anyway, it's been 2 weeks, I guess, to get here. But here we are for the final hour to talk Wake Forest basketball with Coach Steve Forbes. A couple ways to get to us. You can email us, wakeradio@learfield.com, or you can post tweet. Is it still called a tweet? I don't know. On X, at Stan Cotton. For you, Coach, and a lot of people to thank when you get to this point. We certainly want to thank Miller's on Robin Hood. Joseph and his crew have been fantastic. We want to thank them. Thank the Sparks family over here, and Bank Shepherd is over here running the video. And anyway, our crew from Learfield, thank them. And thank the sponsors, and thank you guys for coming. We've had great crowds every week.
Yeah.
All the way through. And, Coach, thank you for your time during the week. I know that basketball season is a grind, but here we are for one final hour.
I always think it's interesting that, we start playing when football is still playing. And the only time I know when the season's over is when spring football's about to start and baseball's playing. Our season is a long haul.
It is a long haul, and the Deacs will play one final regular season game on Saturday. California comes to town. That'll be a 4 o'clock start. Hope to see you there. Hope the building is packed. If we don't see you there, we'll see you on the radio at 3:30. Got a lot going on that day. It's Senior Day. Going to honor Rodney Rogers, the late, great Deacon Hall of Famer.
Right.
So that's a big deal come Saturday.
Yeah, we were going to do that with Rodney for the NC State game, but the weather was so bad and we had to move the game time up that we weren't able to do it. So we'll have great weather on Saturday. And, we had a great crowd last Saturday when we beat Syracuse. I think we had 9,000 in there. And I would hope to have another great crowd on Saturday to send out those seniors and honor Rodney.
And speaking of things going on, Juke Harris is here.
Juke.
Yeah, he's in the back. He's in the back, and don't be bashful now. Juke is certainly not bashful. Don't you be. Get your picture taken, get an autograph, whatever. And in a few minutes, we'll bring Juke up here, and we'll get him in the hot seat. We'll take care of him, won't we?
Oh, I told him today I'm going to get him today. I don't know exactly what I'm going to ask him, but, he's a pretty good player.
He can always come back with stats to you. You can say whatever you want, and he can just throw numbers at you.
I think he will.
Yeah, he should.
He will.
He should.
He kind of said that to me today at practice.
Yeah, he's one of the better ones we've seen in a long time. It's great that he's a local kid from Salisbury. But anyway, Juke will be here, so if you have any questions for Juke, we can get the microphone out to you or email or tweet, whatever. But he'll be here coming up. Just briefly, a word about the Virginia game. We'll talk more about that in depth on the other side of the timeout. But really good team, obviously really good players, and went right, like they seemingly all do, right down to the wire.
Yeah, we didn't get off to a great start. They got 8 offensive rebounds, I think, in the first 9 minutes.
And that's what they do. That's their calling card.
They're big, and I had to call timeout there early. I was a little animated. I didn't realize how animated I was till I saw it on film and got on the guys. And, they responded. I thought they played their tails off, competed. We just couldn't get over it. We get it to 6, 4, and then they'd go down, bang a 3. And then finally at the end, we had it to 3. And I thought we had a 5-second call there on the end line, but, they didn't call it, and the guy didn't. We had to foul. So, they've had a great year. Coach Odom's done a great job, and they've got some older overseas players that are really good players and are big and strong. And, it was a hard-fought game, and obviously we were disappointed, that we didn't win it. But, we got momentum here coming into Saturday to play well.
Yeah, 75-70 was the final there, and we'll dig a little deeper into that one after the first time out. Is your trophy case at the house? Have you got a bigger one? You're getting. You're starting to stack up awards like.
I think that's an age thing.
Like cordwood here. We've got going later into the National Junior College Basketball Hall of Fame. Yep. And also NABC Guardians of the Game Award for Advocacy. Which has to do with advocacy, leadership, service, education, inclusion, all those types. What does that mean to you, though? Those two things.
The junior college thing is really personal for me because I played 2 years of junior college and then I coached it for 11, and that's how I got my start. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for junior college. So to be recognized in that manner, it means a lot to me, and especially going in with Nolan Richardson. Nolan went to I think he went back-to-back national championships at West Texas back in the 70s, and Clay Anthony Early's going in. I coached Clay Anthony at Wichita State, so that's special for me. Anytime somebody honors you that way, it's a great. I'm humble. The NABC thing, I think that's more just I've volunteered a lot of my time over the last 2 years. I'm on the men's basketball oversight committee. It's a lot. It spends a lot. I spend a lot of time meeting during the day with that sometimes, and I think that was their way of recognizing me. It was special to me. It's hard. My high school coach well, I wasn't in high school. In 1974, Don Showalter came to my high school, and that's how I got started playing basketball. Now he's the head of USA Basketball. He won that award probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And so to have two people from this little town of 1,000 people get this kind of same national recognition for an NABC is pretty special. It's pretty special for my hometown, and so that meant that was important to me.
Well, congratulations. Very well deserved. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about Virginia and Wake on the other side of the timeout. We are brought to you, as always, where you can stay where art meets atmosphere, Hotel Indigo and Sir Winston Wine Loft and Restaurant. They were both designed for the creatively curious, bold spaces, local flavors, inspired stays. We'll take a quick timeout. Final run of the Steve Forbes Show here at Miller's on Robin Hood, and we'll roll along after this timeout as you listen to Wake Forest basketball from Learfield.
Spillers tap the rebound. Out to Harris, gets it back, dunks it. Going to have to make something happen. Pulls and fires. 14-footer, got it. For a good look at it. Three, and he drilled it.
Hey, Deke fans, Coach Forbes here. As you prepare to watch your Dekes this season, remember to bring along some ice-cold Pepsi. There's something special about watching the Dekes with your friends, eating some great food, and drinking Pepsi. It's a perfect way to cheer the team on to victory. Go Dekes.
Wake Forest basketball is always better with Pepsi.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
When it comes to local news, you can rely on ABC 45 News. There to cover your story.
Just had to take a stand. We should be compensated way more than we are.
There to get you answers.
It still leaves so much anxiety because it's like we don't know what happened.
There in your community.
We need to help out the people in our community who are struggling.
And there with your no-wait weather.
This area is producing some severe weather tonight.
ABC 45 News, weeknights at 6 and 11. Standing up for you.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show.
Harris with his 28th point, and Wake leads it 75-64. Only 23 seconds to go.
Actually, I looked up and everybody was going to the exits. The best feeling in coaching is going on the road and shutting the crowd up. That's a good feeling.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com.
Okay, first half hour, Steve Forbes Show rolling along here. Miller's on Robin Hood, final hour of the season with Coach Forbes. It'll be Wake and Cal on Saturday, the regular season finale at 4 o'clock. We're on the air at 3:30 Eastern Time. Time now for the Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist game diagnosis, brought to you by the official healthcare partners of the Demon Deacons. 75-70 the final in Charlottesville as number 13 Virginia hangs on and digs one out over Wake Forest 75-70. We've talked a little bit about it, but that was the kind of game I know that late the longer the game went and the closer you guys got, the kind of vice started to tighten on Virginia a little bit.
Yeah.
No pressure at all on you guys, I didn't think, down the stretch, really, compared to maybe Virginia. You may disagree, but you guys were right there, and it just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I kept telling them that during the timeout. We just got to put score pressure on them. If we keep putting score pressure on them, it's going to – I'm not going to tell you they're going to fold, but it's going to be a lot harder for them. And that's why we needed to get it to a one-possession game a little quicker, and we had a couple chances, but – to their credit, I mean, they answered it. I think they got a big offensive rebound about 2 minutes ago, kicked it out, made a three, That was a big play. I thought Makai Mason played outstanding. I mean, he came off the bench, scored 26 points. He was 4 for 7 from 3. I was really happy for him. And, Juke was Juke, and he played great. And, here's the thing with Juke. I was just talking about this in the back. He's at the top of the scouting report every night. And you guys see the games. I mean, he gets tackled, he gets held, he gets tripped, and he handles it like a champion. And that's a hard thing to do for a young player who, last year didn't have that. And he's just faced it all year. And I thought he played great. Sebastian played better in the second half. Trey played hard. And the difference in the game, when it's a 5-point game, they had 12 offensive rebounds. We had 8. They lead the ACC in that. So they had 12. They had 13 second chance points. We had 7. That's probably the game right there. Just, and that bailed them out a couple times late where they got an extra shot up, and we just couldn't get the rebound. And we've done a lot better rebounding. I put the bubble back up before we played Louisville. I haven't taken it down since. And we've only –
And for those of you, what are you talking about? He actually covers the goal.
He can't make a basket.
So the ball doesn't go in the basket, so every shot's a rebound.
Every shot's a miss.
Yeah.
It bounces high, and everybody's got to go get it. And so we've only been out rebounded twice since, and that was Virginia Tech and Virginia. And so I think credit to our players, they've done a great job of getting better at that. And I thought we played really hard. I thought we were very resilient. A couple times they got it up to 11, and you could feel the building wanting to go, the crowd, and they wanted to throw the knockout punch, but they never could do it. And that's a credit to our players to continue to fight hard. And there's no moral victories in this thing, but I was proud of the way they played.
And certainly you can take the way you played to Saturday and then on to next week.
Yeah, Saturday, Tuesday is a tough turn. When you play Saturday and then you got to practice Sunday, practice Monday, and then go back on the road and play Tuesday, that's a pretty quick turn. And so yesterday was a day off for them. They hadn't had one in a while, and I think it helped them. Today we had a really good practice, and they had a lot of energy, a lot of, they're having fun out there. And I told them that before we went out, when we blew the whistle, start practice. I have never not come to practice and not enjoyed practice, not enjoyed coaching them. I've never come there and like, I can't believe I don't want to go to practice. I've never felt that way with these guys. They always have tried really hard, and you can't fault them for that, man. They've put it in. They've had some hard losses, and we've had a lot of close losses, and a lot of teams would fold. And I told them that, this time of year, a lot of teams have no more hope. We've got hope. We can go win the tournament. We can. We've seen it. Virginia Tech, NC State's done it. They're still NIT. They're still Crown. Whatever's out there, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the first thing is to beat Cal, and then get ready to play, in the ACC tournament on Tuesday. Whoever that may or may not be, I don't. It's so jumbled up, I couldn't tell you.
It's another Saturday, Tuesday turn, right?
It is. But, hey, we're used to it.
Last 2 weeks is what you've done.
It's not like we haven't done it. Yeah. And so it'll be a quick turn. We'll practice Sunday and go down there on Monday.
Okay, there you have it. The Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist game diagnosis brought to you by the official healthcare partner, the Demon Deacs. Again, Juke Harris to come. We'll take a timeout, get some questions to Coach. If you have some, I know one table does. We'll get you the microphone, and then off we go as you listen to the Steve Forbes Show from Learfield.
At Vibe, we believe interior design has the power to transform experience, shaping how people heal, learn, and perform every day. Whether it's premium hospitality suites, medical education facilities, residence halls, or healthcare environments, we create spaces that inspire connection, focus, and well-being. As respected partners of Wake Forest University and Wake Forest Athletics, we're proud to design environments where champions thrive, on the court, in the classroom, and beyond. Discover the impact of great design at vibedesign.com. That's Vibe with 2 I's.
Hey Deacon fans, if you can't make it courtside or want to catch an away game with other Wake fans, Little Richard's Barbecue on Stratford Road should be your first choice to watch Wake basketball games. Enjoy big screen TVs, cold drinks, and all the smoked meats and southern sides you love. Proudly serving Deacon fans since 1991, Little Richard's is the go-to game day spot for Wake fans. Visit us on Stratford Road or order online at littlerichardsbarbecue.com. Go Deeks!
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
Wake left side, Harris tries a long three up the rim. Good rebound, stop. Colvin, the athlete, took off to the basket when the ball left the hands of Harris. Flies through the air, as Stinger would say, like Superman.
The Joel is the place to be as Wake Forest men's basketball takes the court against some of the nation's best this season. Single game tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at godeeks.com/tickets. Go Deeks.
For the latest on the Demon Deeks, make sure you start with GoDeeks.com, the official website of Wake Forest Athletics. GoDeeks.com provides easy access to purchase tickets to upcoming games along with the latest news and updates from every team on campus. Plus, you can sign up for daily news alerts straight to your inbox. And, of course, hear all the play-by-play action from Wake Forest football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball, along with our coaches' shows as well. GoDeeks.com, the source for all things Wake Forest Athletics.
Be a part of tonight's edition of the Steve Forbes Show.
I always think that's really special when the former players come back. It's not so much for me, it's for our own players too, so they can build a bond and a relationship with those guys that hopefully will last, forever like their bond lasts.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at Stan Cotton WF.
Okay, we are back. Miller's on Robin Hood. Steve Forbes Show on a Thursday night. Stan and the coach here. And if you'd like to shoot us a question, wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet at Stan Cotton WF. Again, Wake and Cal on Saturday, 4 o'clock start. Senior Day. And we'll be saying so long to a group of young men. I guess Makai Mason, Nate Calmes, Trayvon Spillers, Owen Cometti, and manager Jonah Mayer. And let's start with your managers. Those guys.
Those guys work so hard, man.
I mean, seriously, I get off the bus.
It's crazy.
They've got the radio gear, my luggage all together.
Yeah.
And they've got everybody's luggage. You get off and they've got the handles raised. And they won't let you put them on the bus. They get them from you, and those guys are incredible.
They're awesome. And and they don't get a dime really for doing it. They just do it because they love it. And obviously they got a full load of school they're doing too, and they're in there all the time, and they're at every practice. They're running around and doing things for the players, and I get on them and have fun with them. I love the managers because I know why they're doing it, because they love it. They love it, and you got to love it to do it. It's the same with Owen. Owen Cometti, he's our 4-year guy. He's been here 4 years, and hardly ever gets to play. He's gotten so much bigger and stronger. Like, he can score on our bigs. He's like 6'6", 6'7". I love Owen. He's from Chicago. He went to Latimer High Prep School. Their coach called me 5 years ago and asked me. We took him, and he's been an unbelievable addition to our program. What do we got here? We got a question?
We got a question from these guys. And the managers, too, like you fly into B.C.
Yeah.
And land.
Yeah.
And it's 6 degrees, whatever. Those are the guys that are out getting the luggage off the plane into the bus, while us old guys sit in the warmth of the bus.
Yeah, I'm in the warm air.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right, fellas, we got you. Thanks for coming, you guys. The Wake students are here, and fire away. Tell us who you are again one more time, and then fire away.
Sounds good. How are you, Coach? I'm Charlie. I'm from New York City. And I had a quick question. With the ACC tournament coming up, what are you telling the guys?
Exactly what I just said. Go win it. We can go win it, and you got to have belief, right, before you can do it. And I don't think, sometimes coaches might say that and it might not be realistic. I think it's realistic. We just go one at a time and keep playing our best basketball. And offensively, we've been playing great. we just got to play better defense. And, obviously the injuries have hurt us a little bit with our depth. Marcus is out for the year. Marcus has a fractured sternum. I've never had that in a game of basketball in my life. He got hit with an elbow against Boston College and cracked his sternum. I've never even heard of that. I mean, in a car accident, but not in a basketball game. And then Nate's trying. He'll be trying for Tuesday. I can promise you that. I mean, he's putting it in right now. And so he can't play Saturday, but we'll keep working him. Yeah.
All right, we're just going to go around the Wake table here. Who's next?
My name's Tyler. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. Sort of piggybacking off that question, how do you deal with the fatigue playing every day? Obviously, you have to manage your minutes a little bit more.
We have to manage practice, especially Juke's playing heavy minutes, and so he's not in every rep in practice. We got a lot of other good players and need reps, and so we try very cautiously to monitor his reps. Plus, we have those tracking devices on their load, and it's complicated. I can't remember the name of those things, but I track his load and his intensity that he's doing and then back it off when it gets above a certain number. Look, we're not, losing those guys hurt our depth, and but we got some other guys. We could throw Jalen in there if we need to, and hopefully, we'll see. Maybe Nate. Unfortunate thing for Nate, I don't know if you guys realize this. He sprained his left ankle, and it was a bad sprain. And then he came back, and he had 5 points in 5 minutes against BC, and then he sprained his other ankle. And so it's like, oh, my goodness. And it's just senior year. It's been really hard on him, but he's been awesome teammate, awesome at getting his rehab. But, we got to be mindful, especially in a longer tournament when you got to start on Tuesday.
All right, guys, thanks. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, Juke Harris is ready to come up here and sit in the hot seat. And before we do that, we'll let you know that tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by R.J. Young, your playbook for more than just copiers. Their cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, and managed IT and AV technology for your organization. Schedule a free consultation right now at rjyoung.com/Wake Forest. Juke Harris on the other side of the timeout as you listen to Wake Forest basketball from Learfield.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
When the Triad brings ABC 45 News their traffic troubles, we get them resolved.
I really appreciate 45 because you guys advertise. If you have a problem and you can't get it resolved, give us a call.
One viewer had thousands worth of damage to her SUV from a fallen tree by a roadway.
ABC 45 News went to work and had the tree removed in less than a day.
Send your emails to traffictips@abc45.com. Triad traffic troubles on ABC 45 News at 6 and 11.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show. It's time now for our Play of the Week, presented by WXLV ABC 45.
Taken by Akins with 28 seconds to go and Wake down 71-64. Mason with a layup, good, and a foul on Virginia. Why in the world would Virginia foul there? Wake's got it within 5. There you go, WXLV ABC 45 Play of the Week, giving you more coverage and dedication to what matters to you. No Wait Weather with Jonathan Went, ABC 45 News, standing up for you. All right, Pride of Salisbury, Juke Harris is here. Juke, how we doing?
Good, how about you?
Doing good. Had a slight adjustment on the headset. You've got a little more hair up there than Coach Forbes does, so I'm just pointing out the obvious. But
how did you have it in a bun?
I just wanted to feel like junior year Juke for a little bit. You know, junior year I used to wear it. I used to have similar hair like this, and you used to wear it up. So
you know, I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, the question is, can you see right now?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay.
Does he get on your nerves?
Nah, he's solid.
He's your guy. Okay, he's your guy.
He knows we got practice tomorrow.
There we go. I got my all ACC ballot today. Coach has to fill one out. I got to fill one out. I promise you, you're on my first team. You're getting my vote, and I'm voting you for most improved player. I think that's a layup right there.
I appreciate
it. I don't think he shoots a lot of layups.
No, he's either going to dunk it or shoot a three. But his improvement, I want you to talk to me about your improvement because your body is certainly different. You've made a lot of plays this year because you're just stronger and bigger than you were a year ago. I think most freshmen go through that. But walk me through the change in your game where you've elevated it to where you have. Your turnaround from points last year to this year, going into the Virginia game, number 1 in the nation. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's why I think, you ought to be most improved player in the league, and I think you're first team all ACC. But talk about your game right now and where you stand.
I think it all started with just coming up to campus about 3 or 4 weeks earlier than we were supposed to. I stay 40 minutes away, so I was coming up maybe about 2 or 3 times out the week and getting in the weight room with Coach Starkey. I think that's where it started, and then after the workouts, I just get in the gym by myself, either get on the shoot machine or like work on different shots that I knew that I would be taking in games. So just working on just developing everything, and especially just working at the free throw line. I feel like I struggled last year at the free throw line a whole lot, so getting those numbers up also.
And Coach Forbes talked about the difference in you now is, last year you're trying to contribute any way you could. Now you're the bell cow, and you have a target on your back, and everybody's got you at the top of their scouting report. They're guarding you with 2 players, 3 players, and you still produce night after night after night. How do you do it? How hard is that?
I feel like it's pretty hard, but I feel like my teammates just make it way easier for me, with setting the down screens and actually looking for me to get the ball. Maybe if I come off a screen, I could get Ward or something, just looking for me to come right back to it. So, I mean, this is something I always wanted to be at the top of the scouting report. So I knew when I had a chance to do it, it's like I got to still contribute, still play my game no matter what type of defense is thrown at me.
I mean, I think one thing that, besides the weight training, which has been really important, his conditioning is at an elite level. I mean, he literally runs the entire game. And a lot of the actions that we do, he has to be on the move. He can't just stand or he's not going to get open. And I appreciate you saying that about your teammates because they set a lot of really physical screens for you. Yeah. And then you got Jalen Cross chasing you every practice. You get a little tired of that?
Like, he guards me just how they do in games. Like, the same with the grabbing, warm the screens. Like, I run up a screen, and he right there, right beside me. It's like, did he even get screened? Like, but I feel like I talked to Jay Cross a lot, and he said if he's not playing, he's going to make sure that I'm getting better and making sure I get the best looks possible. So Jay Cross is just such a unselfish person, an unselfish player. So a lot of credit to him also. He was a big part of my development over the summer and, of course, into now.
All right, and I want to ask, because, sometimes assistant coaches, they don't get enough credit. Tell me about your relationship with Darnell Harris, Coach Harris, and what he's done with you in your development.
Oh, it was crazy. Darnell, I want to say I met Darnell my freshman year, maybe about the first week of the season of my freshman year, and I seen them working out hunting. They doing all these drills and actual drills, but when I come to work out, it was like a catch and shoot and stuff like that. And he told me just be patient, like my time will come. And then as soon as we hit that summertime, that's when we got right to it. The same actions we do in the game, that's the same thing we work on in our workouts. So I feel like Darnell, with these other trainers, they'll make you do a lot of moves and stuff that really won't contribute to the game. But Darnell is a guy that puts me through workouts and put me in the same actions that we do in the game. So whenever I go into the game, it just feel like just workout shots at that moment.
Now, one thing I've talked a lot about a little bit, because I get asked this question every press conference about your development. Tell the fans about what you learned from Hunter and your relationship with Hunter.
I learned a whole lot from Hunt, especially coming in the gym at nighttime. So the way you get into the gym, you open the door and you can hear feet squeaking, you can hear music playing. And it got to a point where I knew if I came in the gym and I heard feet squeaking, I knew it was Hunt in the gym. So I just really looked up to that also. He lived in the gym. He always invited me to come work out. I told you my freshman year was a lot of catch and shoot, but he also drugged me into some of his workouts to like get the actual work in, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate him and also Cam Hidra for everything they did for me.
Yeah, those guys were great role models for you.
And then
Hunter scored 40 in a G League game this week, and I think Cam had 34.
Yeah.
And so they're doing really well.
Yeah.
You look up to those guys, too. You keep in contact with those guys?
Yes. We talk almost every single day. Even when he had 40, Cam had 34, and then we all scored 30. I had 38, so we all had that in the same amount of time. So we got our own group chat with just us three in there. We talking about how he ended up having 40. I told him when he got the 30, he was playing me, I was going to tackle him. So, yeah, he ain't getting the 40.
A couple of minutes here with Wake star Juke Harris. We're going to take another timeout. We'll have more with him on the other side as we roll along here. Halfway home on tonight's Steve Forbes Show as you listen to Wake basketball from Learfield.
When it comes to local news, you can rely on ABC 45 News. There to cover your story.
Just had to take a stand. We should be compensated way more than we are.
There to get you answers.
It still leaves so much anxiety because it's like we don't know what happened.
There in your community.
We need to help out the people in our community who are struggling.
And there with your no-wait weather.
This area is producing some severe weather tonight.
ABC 45 News, weeknights at 6 and 11. Standing up for you.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
For the latest on the Demon Deacs, make sure you start with GoDeacs.com, the official website of Wake Forest Athletics. GoDeacs.com provides easy access to purchase tickets to upcoming games along with the latest news and updates from every team on campus. Plus, you can sign up for daily news alerts straight to your inbox. And of course, hear all the play-by-play action from Wake Forest football, men's and women's basketball, and baseball, along with our coaches' shows as well. GoDeacs.com, the source for all things Wake Forest Athletics.
And the pitch. Now the fastball hit to right and deep. Short part of the park. Chapman to the wall. Leaps up. No, he won't get it. Home run. Wake Forest. Matt Conti. And the Deacs have the early 2-0 lead.
The couch is the place to be as Wake Forest baseball takes the field against Stanford for a 3-game series starting on Friday, March the 6th. Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at GoDeacs.com/tickets. Go Deacs.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show.
They'll get the ball to Spillers, to Calvies, back to Spillers for a stuff. Oh, what great ball movement from Wade.
His transformation has really been impressive. He came here as a scorer, and he can score. We've asked him to be the point guard. I think he's done an absolutely incredible job getting everybody involved.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com.
Okay, rolling along, second half hour now here at Miller's on Robin Hood. Steve Forbes Show, chatting a couple more minutes with Juke Harris. Then Coach will be back. Well, Coach is still here. He's got a microphone out there as well. It's Wake Forest and California on Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Hope to see you. Jam-packed Joel Coliseum for Senior Day. If not, we'll see you on the radio at 3:30. These other guys on your team that we've talked about, Mackay, Nate, Trayvon Spillers, Owen Cometti, it seems like you've been around for a long time. You're just a sophomore, but give me your take on the older players. We've talked about Hunter Salas, some of the other players, but the older players on your team right now and how you look to them and how they help you, even though you're kind of the guy, right? But you're still a young guy, and they've been around the block. They've seen everything in this game.
I think our connection is, super great. I feel like normally you have different groups in the team where a few people hang with a few people, these guys hang with each other, but I feel like we're all connected. So especially with the seniors, they make sure everybody's together. We make sure we're doing stuff outside of basketball, whether it's just hanging out at Deacon Place or something like that, just being around each other. And especially their work ethic is crazy also, especially Makai Mason. After every practice, him and Jay Cross getting shots up, probably the last ones to leave the gym, the first people down there to get into the gym. So, I think they are big role models for me, and also the freshmen, Jay Cross and Isaac. I think a lot of guys look up to them.
And, Coach, I'll give you a lot of credit for that because each of your teams has been that way. Yeah. In that they've, you hear a lot of teams talk about family and all that. Your guys knit together as well as any teams I've been around, and so I give you and your staff credit for that. And he illustrated it with a couple of stories here.
Yeah, I think chemistry is really important. You can have the most talent, but that doesn't mean you have the best team. And this team especially really cares about each other. We probably have over 100 or 150 more assists this year than we had last year. The ball is just really moving. And one of the unique, I think, pretty cool things, I'm not ever out there, but whenever they put one of our players on television after a game, you see the entire team go and support them, no matter who it is. And I think that tells you how much they care about each other, and they don't really care who gets the credit. They just want to be there to support each other. And I think, that's something I really I appreciate about this group. And he's a big part of it. You could say he's young. It's his team. And one of the visions and Juke knows this, when we recruited him, was I wanted him to be the face of the program and be the local face of the. That's a unique opportunity. Josh Howard was a perfect example of somebody like that, and he's doing it in his sophomore year. And I think he's the most, number-wise. Now, I always knew he was a great player, but I think he's the most improved player in the entire country. I'm not even talking about the ACC.
Correct.
And so, I just do. He's put himself in position. Everybody, players of his talent, the NBA is something where they ultimately want to be. And he's never, ever talked about that with me. But he's putting himself in position to have that opportunity, and so that's all the credit for him. The greatest thing I can tell you about his body, and I've said this before, I was watching tape of Michigan last year in Greensboro, and we were getting ready to play him, and he was on the court, and I had to literally stop the film and go, "Who is that?" I couldn't figure out who it was, because his body had transformed, and I think how much. I'm going to call you Jaden. Jaden, how much have you grown since I met you?
We met maybe sophomore year.
Yeah.
So my sophomore year, I think I was, about 6'4"?
Yeah.
6'4", about 169,
maybe,
70.
Maybe.
And with a brick in each pocket.
Yeah, on a full belly, a full meal.
Yeah.
And, I remember the first time I went to a workout in the fall, and there was a bunch of coaches in there, and I pride myself on being the last one out. I get a little extra bump in. And the Florida State coach was trying to outweight me. Yeah. There was no way in hell he was outweighting me. Yeah. And I literally walked you and your mom, Ebony, to the car. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, he was looking at me like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was
this
late
ain't,
night, probably like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock at night.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I saw you work out one time ago. We got to have him.
Yeah.
We got to have him. So I think, you've had an unbelievable year, and you got an unbelievable future ahead of you, whatever that is. If it's to the league or if it's back here next year, I wish you the best. Yeah.
I appreciate you.
A round of applause if you want him back next year. Hey, one of the great things in life, Juke, is to have options.
Yes.
And you've got them and you've earned them. We all love you and want you back. You know that. But like Coach said, it's your future, and we all wish you the best. And we appreciate you coming out tonight and spending a few minutes of your time with us. So go get Cal and go win a trophy next week. All right?
I appreciate you. I love you all, too.
There you go, Juke Harris, everybody, the pride of Salisbury, North Carolina. We'll take a quick time out. More with Coach on the other side as you listen to the Steve Forbes Show from Learfield.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
It's electric here at the Joel. Holy cow, what a no-look pass. And another. And another. Never have I seen this many assists in one possession. This is flawless execution, Bob.
Hey, I'm thirsty too, but watching bottles of ice-cold Pepsi get passed from vendors down to Deeks fans in the middle seats is not the play-by-play we're here to do. Eyes back on the court. I'll buy you a Pepsi at the half.
No one's better than you, Bob.
It's Wake Hoop season, so pass the Pepsi. Proud partner of Wake Forest basketball.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Be a part of tonight's edition of the Steve Forbes Show.
When you go to try to dunk it, you're going to get fouled because you're coming down with the ball. And then he tried to, lay it up, and he found out that this ain't the Missouri Valley.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at Stan Cotton WF.
Okay, more Wake basketball here at Miller's on Robin Hood. Coach Steve Forbes Show. Final one of the year.
Final?
Yeah, final. Thanks to Juke Harris again for coming out tonight. Here's a reminder, since 1909, our friends at Norman Stockton been dressing Demon Deacon fans for every occasion. You'll find a tremendous selection of Wake Forest golf shirts, quarter zips, vests, jackets, belts, a whole lot more. Conveniently located in Reynolds Village, right across the street from the Forbes residence.
From my house, yes.
Adjacent to campus. Come visit Norman Stockton today.
I have a lot of those clothes in my closet.
I do too. I got one on right here. I got this at
you do good.
Norman Stockton. Yeah.
I got this from Nike.
Let's see. We got a Twitter question from Walter.
Walter Shaw.
What's it going to take to beat Cal on Saturday? And Cal is a good team.
Walter's we need to score one more point than they do. Hey, look, we've all seen Mark Madsen before, right? Remember Mark? Utah Valley? Ty Appleby made the great shot on the home run play that we beat Memphis with. Mad Dog's played in the NBA for a long time, was a great player at Stanford. He's a really good coach. And it's interesting when you look at their roster, Walter. I look at it and I look, Day-Day Ames is leading them in scoring. Well, he played at Virginia and K-State. We got Scottie Pippen's son there, Justin. We got John Camden, who's been to Memphis, Virginia Tech, and at least I think St. Bonaventure. Now he's at Cal. But
he was at Delaware, too.
That's it. He was in our league. Chris Bell from Syracuse in our league. Lee Dort from Vanderbilt. And so
and Pippen started at Michigan.
I didn't realize that, to be honest.
I don't know if he started there, but he played there.
They got a very good offensive team. They shoot the three well. They shoot at 36% as a team. Pippen and Ames are really good off the dribble, and Camden and Bell can really shoot the three. I thought we had good prep today. I'm going to start Mekhi Mason on Saturday because he's a senior and he deserves it. And so, we'll be ready to go, but we'll have to do the things that you got to do to win a game. We got to guard them. I think we'll score. I really do. I think we've been. I don't know what our numbers are. I know nationally we're in the top 60, offensive team in the country. It's just we got to defend and rebound, and not a team kind of like we've been playing that really crashes the glass. So we got to do a great job of guarding the three.
And Cal comes in 21-9. They've won 4 road games. They've won their last 2.
Well, they've won 4 of their last 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're playing well.
They're playing well, and they're fighting they're on the bubble. Mike Young called me. My good friend called me this week, told me that he needed some help, that we needed to beat him. I said, okay, Mike, I'll help you. And so, we know that pressure. It's not the most desirable place to be, but that means you're having a pretty good season. And so it's a big game. They're about, I didn't look at the net today, but they're probably about 3 or 4 spots ahead of us in the net. And that's based on our schedule. We have I think our schedule is the top 30 in the country this year. And so that's why our net has been so pretty good, even though, we're 15-15. And so it's a big game for us as far as just continuing to get quality wins and then having momentum going into Charlotte.
One more question before our last time out. Kelly, he says, Coach, may be unfair.
Okay.
But when each player is at his best, what's your best lineup?
Oh.
That's hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like for them all to play well every game. It's just not always realistic. I mean, look, the starting lineup's been pretty solid. I mean, and no disrespect to Sebastian or Isaac, I'd love to have Nate. I think we'd all like to have Nate Calmese for the whole season, right?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he was on an absolute heater when he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And so I'd love to have him. And, it's a tough decision between Mekhi and Miles. They're both, they both have size. They both can do certain things. When Miles is hot, there's probably few people in the country that can guard him. And, Mekhi's probably a little bit more versatile as far as putting it on the floor. Good defender, good passer. I mean, obviously, Juke, we need him in there. And then inside it's been tough. I mean, we're a little undersized, but Trey Spiller's in. He's another one. He's been here. He's a senior. He's been here a couple of years, and he's played his tail off. He plays so hard. A lot of times he plays undersized, but it doesn't bother him, and he takes a good butt chewing when he needs it. He's very coachable, and then Omaha and Cooper, sometimes Coop has games where he looks like he can score, and then Omaha doesn't always show up in the box scores, but he plays so dang hard. I mean, I've never seen anybody sweat more than that guy, and
or grin more than he does.
He's such a good kid,
yeah.
And so. Look, not having Marcus, that stinks. But for the most part, if we could get Mekhi and Miles on the same, like having one of those games where they're both shooting the ball like that, we'd be pretty tough to deal with, in my opinion.
All right. Kelly, thanks for the question. Final timeout and a few more minutes with the coach on the other side. This is the Steve Forbes Show from Learfield.
Hey,
Hey, Deacon fans. If you can't make it courtside or want to catch an away game with other Wake fans, Little Richard's Barbecue on Stratford Road should be your first choice to watch Wake basketball games. Enjoy big screen TVs, cold drinks, and all the smoked meats and southern sides you love. Proudly serving Deacon fans since 1991, Little Richard's is the go-to game day spot for Wake fans. Visit us on Stratford Road or order online at littlerichardsbarbecue.com. Go Deeks.
At Vibe, we believe interior design has the power to transform experience, shaping how people heal, learn, and perform every day. Whether it's premium hospitality suites, medical education facilities, residence halls, or healthcare environments, we create spaces that inspire connection, focus, and well-being. As respected partners of Wake Forest University and Wake Forest Athletics, we're proud to design environments where champions thrive, on the court, in the classroom, and beyond. Discover the impact of great design at vibedesign.com. That's Vibe with 2 I's.
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
When the Triad brings ABC 45 News their traffic troubles, we get them resolved.
I really appreciate 45 because you guys advertise. If you have a problem and you can't get it resolved, give us a call.
One viewer had thousands worth of damage to her SUV from a fallen tree by a roadway.
ABC 45 News went to work and had the tree removed in less than a day.
Send your emails to traffictips@abc45.com. Triad traffic troubles on ABC 45 News at 6 and 11.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Okay, final few minutes with the coach of the Deeks. Final few minutes of the season on the Steve Forbes Show. Again, I want to thank the Joseph and his crew here at Miller's on Robin Hood. We've had a great run first year. We appreciate all their hard work. Time now for the Greenway Village Dental question of the night.
Okay.
Comes from our favorite chemistry teacher, Al. He just sent this in, but he says, sorry to be submitting so late, but I just heard the coach mention chemistry. Yeah, so I thought he should send something in.
Not my best subject, but go ahead.
Coach, at the last coach's show 2 years ago, I asked you if you thought you might introduce some passing off the backboard. Your answer was a resounding no, capital N-O. Wants to re-ask, but he wants to note that frequently this year, everybody, offense and defense, is around the three-point line. The delicate lob over the defense to a cutting player might be smart but difficult. Haven't seen it much. But it would seem to be the ideal situation to make the pass off the backboard. Much easier to connect.
Well,
same answer as 2 years ago?
Well, Al, that sounds like more like a physics teacher than a chemistry teacher. I don't. And two subjects I did not do well in high school. Al, I guess I'm going to have to invite you to practice and maybe teach us the finer points of throwing it off the backboard.
That's right.
For a pass, because if one of my players did, I probably wouldn't go over very well.
He would. I think he would probably come out, do some aggressive counseling.
I think he would probably just run to the bench. Yeah, I don't think he could. I think he would know. We actually had that happen, and it was Coach Odom. Coach Odom's last game he coached in his career was when we played at Tennessee, and he was at South Carolina, and it was a regular season game. Then we played them in the tournament. But one of our players came down. We were up a lot at the end, and we won the league that year. And one of our players threw it off the backboard so one of our other players could dunk it. And, I mean, I was not happy, and neither was Coach Pearl. And we apologized to Coach Odom after the game. And, not something now that I'm probably going to teach unless you could get to practice and show me the finer points of that.
Hey, too, I wanted to give a shout-out, too, to Aaron Easterling. I've got him on my list here back at Learfield. He makes sure we get to the satellite.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's kind of like he's the gatekeeper. And he's been here all the way back to August. So Barron back in the studio, we appreciate that. Okay, let's kind of circle back to what's ahead of your team, and it's a lot over the next several days with the finale against Cal on Saturday. And Juke and I were talking during the timeout about If you keep winning, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all in a row.
It's a good feeling.
Hey, I told you, I said you're 20. You're 20 years old. You can handle that, and they can.
If you win by a lot, you can rest your players.
There you go.
You know, yeah. I mean, I think the first things first, right? You worry about having a great practice tomorrow and a great pregame practice on Saturday, and then send Rodney Rogers out and send the seniors out. It's an emotional day. It's always emotional for me when they walk out there with their parents. Get through that, and then have practice on Sunday. We'll go down Monday morning to Charlotte and practice in the arena, and then practice in their practice facility. We'll win on Tuesday, and we'll win on Wednesday, win on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll come home and have, a big celebration. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, are we on spring break, fellas? Okay. So, I mean, our guys don't have to worry about missing class or things like that. They can concentrate on, the task at hand. But, like I always say, March Madness or March Sadness. And that's the way it is, and so like that for every team. And so, but first things first, and that's the Cal team on Saturday.
Mark has a question. Again, we want to get to one of Mark's. He sends them in every week. He's wanting to look at when the season is over, whenever that is. What's your schedule, just real quickly, about off-season workouts, summer, all that kind of stuff? Because you guys, it's 12 months out of the year pretty much.
Yeah, there's only about a month where they're not with us. That's the month of May. Mark. We have them from June all the way till the end of April. Really, for me, it's recruiting. Once the season's over, I don't do a whole lot in the gym with the players in the spring. They're pretty tired, and they need to get back in class. And, our coaches will go in there and do individuals with them. But we don't do team practice because we don't have much time left. We don't have much school left. Once March is over, it's just April, and then finals are here. And so I give them that time to be quote-unquote normal students while I try to replenish the roster. Well, we're on the clock here.
We are on the clock. Got about 45 seconds.
I just want to thank everybody for coming all year long. You guys are awesome. Most schools, a lot of schools don't have this. I'm very aware, and your loyalty and your enthusiasm for our program is awesome. And I was really pleased with the crowd on Saturday. Let's do it again this Saturday, okay?
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming. When I talk to my colleagues around the country and tell them how many folks we have at coaches shows, they think I'm lying to them.
Yeah.
They really do. And so we don't take you folks for granted. We know it's time out of your schedule and whatnot, and we appreciate it. But when you can come to a place like Miller's, why not? Great food here and beverage. So anyway, appreciate them, all you guys, and we'll see you.
I'm actually going home to watch the Pit. Anybody going home to watch the Pit? Yeah, I'm going to go home and watch the Pit.
We're done. Good night. Go Deeks.
You've been listening to The Steve Forbes Show on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, the official healthcare partner of the Demon Deacons. The proceeding has been a Learfield presentation of the Wake Forest Sports Network.